What is up, everybody? Welcome to another fresh take. It's me, Jay, and your boy, Mr. T.
Hit up, fools. What's going on?
All right, now, if you notice by the title of this particular discussion, we're going to be giving our thoughts on Stranger Things. Now, Stranger Things season 2 will be starting. We'll go live on October 27th. So we thought we'd do a slight little recap of season 1, full spoilers. So if you hadn't watched it,
What are you doing?
And then we're going to give our thoughts on what we think is going to happen season 2 based off the small amount of trailers that we have watched. Now, before we do get started, I do feel like I need to say one thing about people who complain about the trailers spoiling everything. This season coming up of Stranger Things is going to be 9 episodes. There is no literal way they can have spoiled everything with a 2-minute and 40-second trailer.
People are complaining about these things?
Yes, they are.
Oh my God.
If you think you're getting spoiled, everything's going to be spoiled and you're going to know everything that happens from a 2-minute and 40-second trailer, and there's 9 episodes in this season. Yeah, okay. That being said,
when did this become a thing? Like, people overly obsessed about being spoiled about stuff.
And I'm like, there's no way you can know that from if it's a series. It's not an hour-and-a-half movie. It's a series.
There was no major plot points revealed. I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing anything in that trailer that was like, oh my God.
I mean, you may have some ideas.
Yeah, but that's what a trailer's to
right.
do. Right.
You still have to watch it. So,
babies.
Oh God. But yeah, sorry, I just had to get it off my chest, people. I just had to get it off my chest. I haven't seen too many people doing that, and it's nerve-wracking to me. Look, I understand some people are like, I just don't want to know. If that's fine, then just say I just don't want to know. Mm-hmm. Until I watch. Just say that, but don't pretend like they're spoiling the whole thing just by showing you image of Elle running through the forest. Okay, really?
Like, did you not think? I mean, you knew she was still alive.
Duh.
I don't think there's anybody that thought she was gone.
She's the main star of the story. Come on, man. Come on.
The only possibility of her being gone is that there was never going to be another season. And obviously there is another season, so you know she's going to be. Come on, that's like not knowing that Superman's going to be in Justice League.
Yeah, the most worst kept secret ever.
It's stupid.
Okay, so recap of season 1. Now the whole the main plot point around season 1 was the disappearance of Will. I can't remember his last name. I don't try. But Will.
Yeah. I want to say real quick, I'm going to wait for you to rekindle my memories on people's names, because that is my biggest problem in life, that I can never remember names. And it's horrible, and I hate that about myself. So I'm going to let you do your thing.
Well, don't worry. Well, because I'm not going to do like a broad overview. I'm just going to do a generalization.
Okay, that's fine.
So trust me, we ain't got to know names for this. Because the thing is, it's basically the main crux is basically the disappearance of Will and the finding of Will. Will, by the way, is not in that first season, but for like 2 episodes and 4 minutes of one other episode.
He's gone.
He don't show up at all. There is a lot of memorable characters in the season, and I think one of the main things that helped the season 1 become such a hit was the fact that damn near everybody was likable.
Yeah.
Damn near every character was likable. I will give them that. Like, you kind of liked even the douchebags. You kind of liked them a little bit.
They weren't just like, your typical one note kind of douchebags. They had some layers to them.
Yeah.
And, that's not an easy thing to do either. The easy thing to do is grab that low hanging fruit and just make them a biff.
Yeah, basically.
But they gave him some layers, so that was cool.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of. I have to attribute that to the writing, because the writing is stellar on here. Although I will say, although I do love myself some Winona Ryder, the first couple of episodes she was getting on my last nerve with all that hysterical.
Yeah. She came back around though.
Yeah, but I understood because like I had to, a friend of mine had to tell me like, Jay, she lost her kid and there nobody's helping. I'm like, oh, you know what? I can give you that. It's just
that if that was me, I'd have been worse.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess the problem with me was it would be long stretches in the episode where it was just like, okay, dude, she giving me a headache.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm with you on that.
I mean, I don't mind it, but let's go to something else. Don't give me like.
We know she's in turmoil. We get it. Like we don't need like scene after scene of her being, you know.
Yeah. Basically having a mental breakdown every 5 minutes.
Right.
You know, I don't.
Unless it's like leading to something. When it doesn't lead to anything in the plot, and that's just pointless.
And I will say this: that the first 2 episodes, it really didn't lead to anything.
That's the point. Yeah.
It led to nothing. It was just like, okay, she's hurting for her child. I get that. Can we go back to the kids? You know, the cool kids, the Goonies part 2. Can we go
fun
back to
stuff? We need to give us the fun stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing. Look, the 4 kids in this in season 1, they were awesome. They were just awesome. They were awesome.
Perfectly cast.
Yeah, and they carried it for a lot of the season. They pretty much carried the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because it kind of it does remind you of a lot of the 80s genre stuff like Goonies and like there's a lot of little nods and Easter eggs to a lot of stuff. So like if you was an 80s baby and you probably like this if you remember all that stuff, because like I was born in 80, so I remember Goonies, Monster Squad.
Oh boy.
All those movies where the kids was pretty much smarter than the adults.
I love that stuff.
Yeah. You know, and I always had the kids was basically the superheroes. Pretty much everything Steven Spielberg did back then.
Yeah.
Pretty much
everything he did. Yeah, his influence loomed. Yeah. Sure.
And of course I would be remiss in not bringing up the whole E.T. throwback that's in that.
I mean, come on. It's pretty obvious. But here's the thing, like, because some people get annoyed with you're just pandering to a demographic, or you're just pandering because people like the 80s, that kind of thing. There's some merit to that. But here's the thing. Even if you are trying to do it, there's a way to completely screw that up.
Yes.
And make it hammy and ham-fisted and just not work and just kind of annoying. But to do it in a way where it just works. And it's not annoying. And it really reminds you, it's not just, they're wearing the clothes, or, that guy has a slingshot, or there's kids on a bike. It's not just that. It's not just the imagery. You have to pull it off with the imagery, with the acting, the writing, and the atmosphere. And you have to bring all those things together. And this brought all that together. Not many directors and not many producers can pull that off that way, and this just looks like the 80s, you know. And this is just basically like 80s cosplay, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
This was not 80s cosplay. This felt like straight up 80s, and that's why it was so good.
Yeah, and I will say this as well: the costume people, whoever worked on that, they deserve a hell of a lot of credit because half of that stuff I forgot we used to dress like that.
Yeah, baseball shirts with the lines on. Like, I forgot about those things.
Yep. Kool-Aid socks that came up past your knee.
Yep.
And that's how they was in the store. So
yeah.
I mean, I forgot all about like that. And I'm like, dude, okay. I had to go back through some family photos. I'm like, dang, we did used to dress like that. Ain't this us? We look ridiculous. But you know, the members only jacket.
Hey, but you say that, but look at these kids today.
Yeah,
they're in 80s cosplay right now.
Yeah, they're in cosplay.
Right. So
we weren't in cosplay. We ain't had nothing else.
No, that was the real. That was, you know, we didn't do it because it was cool. This is what we had, you know.
Yeah, like you didn't buy no clothes with holes in them.
Right.
You played them. That's how you
played them, and that's how the holes got there.
Yeah.
Right.
Your parents weren't finna spend $200 on a pair of holy pants. That just wasn't gonna happen.
No. And not only the clothes now, the kids are copying our hairstyles too.
Yeah,
that we had back then. I ain't seen no Jerry curls yet though.
Which is weird because a lot of us didn't like them hairstyles. We just didn't have no choice.
Yeah, them bowl fades, you know.
Yeah, like, so that's because but at the barbershop was charging too much and
charging too much and giving too little.
But yeah, and that's another thing. Like when you get to see like some of the sci-fi elements that they put into the season, like with the whole Demogorgon and the Upside Down and all that, they did a good job of making it. I don't want to call it horror because it wasn't really horror.
Yeah,
it was. What would you call that?
I would call it suspense thriller, maybe not really horror, but yeah. Suspense thriller.
Okay, okay, yeah, because like the way they did it, because you could tell they didn't have a lot of money, so they did like how the Japanese do with horror, where
totally
like quick cuts where something may be there, but you don't know.
Yeah,
but because you in the woods and you in a wooded area where animals jump through, you don't know.
Right.
So they did a good job of not showing, cutting the music out, letting you actually hear the sounds. So,
and again, you think that's still not an easy thing to do. Oh, we don't have a budget, so we got to do it this way. You could totally make it again. You can totally make it look really cheap and cheesy. But they knew what they were doing. Like I'm sure they studied like low budget Japanese horror movies. Like they studied how to get it right. It wasn't just, oh, we don't have the budget, let's cut corners. They knew how to cut corners the right way. You know, if that makes any sense. So
it makes sense if you are I guess a fan of film.
Yeah. Well.
Or you just like watching a lot of stuff, because like me, I'm a fan of a lot of movies and TV and stuff. So not as much horror anymore, just because I just think horror nowadays is just people doing jump scares or torture porn, and I don't really.
Well, I was watching the Red Letter Media guys. I love watching this stuff, and they had this one movie that both of these movies probably had similar budgets, but one movie. They had their little rubber monster or whatever, and they put too much light on it, and it looked awful. You know, it looked really cheesy. And then there's another movie that had, again, a cheap rubber monster, but they lit it right. It was dark. It was creepy. You could barely see it. It wasn't like front and center, and it was way better. And they had about the same amount of money, it looked like, you know. But one group of people knew what they were doing. They knew how to shoot their movie cheap, but still have it look good atmospherically. Right.
And that's another thing, because when you actually do get to see the Upside Down, it's completely dark.
Yeah.
It's not a brightly lit place.
Yeah, and there's CG in there, and there's there's obviously prosthetic rubber monsters and whatnot, but because it's the way it's lit, it just goes together. It doesn't, you're not like taken out of it. It's like, oh, that looks like a cheap rubber monster, or that looks like bad CG.
Because it actually looks and feels real.
It feels real, yeah.
So, and that gives me to, because once again, we're not going to go through the whole thing because I want y'all to watch it. But that gives us to like the last episode where we have the climactic showdown between the monster that, that comes to our reality, the Demogorgon, and our favorite band of surly kids armed with a wrist rocket, and one of them was armed with the actual telekinetic abilities. Which one you think did more damage?
The wrist rocket, obviously.
It's not the guy with the wrist rocket.
Yeah, I don't think that's a spoiler.
Yeah, that's not a spoiler. If it is, okay, whatever. If you think a wrist rocket can take down a supernatural creature, that's you. So
you walk around with Vaseline on your eyes and earplugs. Yeah. That's the only way you're going to be a happy person if you believe that was a spoiler.
So, but yeah, the way they did it, because like I said, there are a couple of parts in there that happen to a couple of characters where there are true horror type situations happening, but I never jumped. I didn't get any jump scares in it. it just didn't do that to me. It's just like, what the hell was that? Was what?
All right.
That's what happened to me in it. And when you actually get to see the actual climax of the film, where they actually go and save Will, and it seems like 11 or one of the main characters sacrifices themselves to save everybody else. It actually works in that fashion, because you're like, okay, they get their best friend back, but they also lose a friend they made. Hint, hint.
Right.
But they do that thing that we love, and that's that end credit where you see something come out of your friend that you just saved, and it just don't look right.
Yeah. Something ain't right there.
Yes, something ain't right there. And all right. So that leads us into season 2. Now, season 2, we got a nice little we got a nice couple trailers. My favorite one is still the Thriller trailer that they showed at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Putting Michael Jackson's Thriller with a show like this is just beautiful.
Yeah, and it could have not worked. Like, it totally, it could have been like, I don't know, exploitative is the right word to use, but it could have been like, of course, playing Thriller, 80s show, 80s music, we get it. But it totally fit. Like, again, they knew which song to pick that would work, that you think wouldn't work, or that you think would annoy you, and they're catering the 80s stuff. But it just works.
Yeah, and the whole thing, because like season 2, we find that it is a year later now, and the trailer has already spoiled this. So if you yell and spoil at me about 11 being alive, go play a video game.
I feel like you should have knew 11 was alive when the season 1 ended. So, but that's just me.
Yeah, she's the only one with powers. Come on, people.
Yeah.
So we do get to see her in the trailer, especially the new trailer that came out. I want to say last week. We get to see her a little bit more. She actually has hair now. She doesn't have the buzz cut anymore. And the big thing about the newest trailer was my personal "what the hell is that?" that now seems to be able to communicate with Will and is trying to get into the real world some kind of way, is what it looks like. I thought the trailer did a good job of showing us some stuff, but not showing us too much, and showing us the stuff that we actually want to see. We want to see the crew get together and, getting ready to fight. But there is one scene in we talked about this on the last on the trailer roundup. If everybody getting a gun, why the black kid gotta have a wrist rocket? And had a baseball bat with the nails in it.
Is that a subliminal message there?
Hey man, the wrist rocket didn't work the first time. That big Hydra looking thing, it ain't gonna work against that either.
Yeah. The wrist rocket worked against the It monster though. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, because that thing is a clown. But yeah, I'm liking how it looks, because it looks like it really is going to come down to Will being able to save everybody, because one of the lines in the trailer was that it doesn't want Will, it wants everybody else. And apparently Will can go in the Upside Down at ease.
At will. Get it?
Yeah. That's you're right. I mean, that
was too easy. I had to do it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's true though. I mean, that's the way it looked with the 3 scenes they showed in the trailer, where they're going trick or treating, and all of a sudden he turns around and he's in the Upside Down. His friends aren't there at the arcade. He turns around, he's in the Upside Down, but he looks back and everybody's like, what the hell? Then he's another scene where he's like running. It looks like he's in the school and he's running down the hall and the thing's trying to get him. So
it felt very Silent Hill.
Yeah, very Silent Hill mixed with what's that movie from the 80s where they're trapped in that the kids are, that was Goonies, where they're trapped in that little underground thing.
Oh yeah, when they're going through to find One-Eyed Willie.
Yeah, One-Eyed Willie. Yeah. So there's a
I just saw it because I was showing my kids that every week we try to do an 80s movie and show it to them. So Goonies was the last one we did.
Just don't show him Commando.
No. 80s like kids movies. So no, we ain't going there. Not yet.
Hey man, you watched it when you was a kid.
I did, but we were a little tougher then. These kids today ain't ready for that kind of stuff.
Which is bad. We weren't supposed to watch that. We just did it anyway.
Nope. I wasn't supposed to watch stuff like that. No, I watched all the Freddy Krueger movies when I was like 10 years old. Like, that's not good. That's not good.
Yeah, that's not good.
Couldn't sleep for weeks. Yeah.
Take yourself in there and go to bed. I can't.
Freddy under my bed.
Ain't nothing. I'm gonna be under your bed. You don't go to sleep. Yes, ma'am. But yeah, I like the way that they did that. Now, I wonder what other shows they're gonna, or what other movies are they gonna take from? Because yeah, season 1 was E.T., Goonies, a little bit of A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of the stuff they were doing with the Demogorgon was very Dream Warriors-ish.
Oh yeah.
On a couple of episodes. I was waiting for Patricia Arquette to show up and flip in a room and do a roundhouse to his head. But yeah. I mean, what do you think? What do you think some of the other ones they may take from? If you had to guess,
you got to have some Gremlins in there. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so
that's the one thing I don't really remember seeing, and maybe a little hint of Poltergeist. Maybe they did that already. I'm not really sure. I gotta go back and watch. No Poltergeist. I was saying because I got to go back and rewatch the first season again before season 2 comes out. I wonder.
Well, you know what? No, they kind of did with the whole Christmas lights.
Okay, they did, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's Christmas lights.
The Christmas lights. Yes.
That's what they did with Poltergeist.
Yeah, that's true.
I was thinking probably a little bit of Monster Squad too.
Mm-hmm, a little Monster Squad.
I agree with. So they need to throw some Gremlins in there. I need to see somebody.
Yeah, I gotta have some Gremlins.
I need to see somebody getting one of them chairs that go up the stairs and just get thrown out. I need to see something.
Oh man. And I was thinking Poltergeist more of like, well, I mean, I don't know how they're gonna tie that in, how they would, but like that whole was the pool scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that messed me up when I was a kid.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah.
So I can see them doing that, but the only thing is because I remember the Duffer Brothers saying that they wanted to take this in more of a kind of horror route.
Mm-hmm. What about the clown? The clown scene or the tree scene from Poltergeist, that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that could actually work because there is like I don't know if you remember this, but like in that Thriller trailer they showed, I got a little bit of a Lost Boys feel.
Lost Boys
when they were showing old girl and douchebag boyfriend at the party.
Yeah, at that party, yeah.
And
good call.
Yeah, I was waiting for Kiefer Sutherland to show up, and
go ahead, take a drink.
Yeah, take a drink, man.
It's only wine.
Like, dude, that don't look like wine, bro. That's a really lumpy wine, bro.
You're eating worms.
Like,
little bastard.
At that point, that's when you like shoot a bird.
Yeah.
At that point, that's when you shoot a bird, stone cold stun everybody.
Mm-hmm. I'm done. I'm out. Peace.
And you out.
But he really liked that girl. I mean, she was cute.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, she was bad, but you ain't finna be feeding me no worms.
She was creeping me out too with that little boy.
Yeah, what the heck is going on here, people?
It's like some kind of circus sideshow or something. I don't know what this is.
But I will say I did get the vibe of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that really kind of got me a little bit, I'm trying to figure out what kind of monster movie they're taking this from, because the monster that they've been showing in the trailer and in the trailers and the promotional stuff, like the posters and stuff, that thing looks like it came from Monster Island and Godzilla.
Yeah,
it kind of does.
It totally does. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, ain't that a little too big for them to be? Like, how would they beat that?
It was a little bit of that, and like I said before, a little bit of Cloverfield.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you need Elle for that kind of stuff. I mean, you ain't gonna sit there and punch it,
Yeah. I mean, because
you need something with some psychic powers that can handle it.
Like the first season, the Demogorgon looked like a humanoid. Like they could actually
humanoid. You can actually maybe in some way combat it somehow if you surround it or something. But that thing there, you ain't surrounding that.
That's when you call in Captain America.
You call the Ghostbusters or something.
Call Ghostbusters.
Oh my God! I didn't, bruh.
Berserk
How cool
Wolverine.
would it be? I mean, that maybe it'd be too on the nose, but just like a group of dudes, paranormal guys, you know, but just complete frauds, kind of show up, and then they get entangled in the thing,
and they get killed.
Or yeah, that would be awesome. Like, cause I never saw the new Ghostbusters movie, but I remember like a review of it, and some guy was talking about, oh yeah, there's this group of like fake ghost hunters or whatever, and they were saying how he hoped that they would be like, you know, basically what I just described, like a group of frauds that get caught up in the real stuff, and you know, they either I don't know if I want them to get killed. I think I want them to kind of redeem themselves, you know, to be like, yeah, well, yeah, at least one, but then like the rest of them like really stop frauding and become like kind of heroes at the end or something, kind of thing.
Yeah, because that's another thing, because we don't know who some of these characters are, because Sean Astin, who was a Goonie, is actually in.
That's so weird, man.
Yeah, he was a Goonie, is in the season. And
but then again, Winona Ryder's in it from Beetlejuice. I mean, come on.
Yeah, she's in, and one of the Power Rangers who just starred in the Power Ranger movie, the Red Ranger, the guy who played the Red Ranger, he's in it. There's a new girl with red hair. I don't know who she is.
Carrie.
If she's Carrie, I was like, look, this is what y'all need to do. Y'all need to pour blood on her and point her at that thing.
Seriously, she's like a blood witch.
Just pour blood on her and point her at that. Say that thing did it.
Yeah, that did it. Go get him.
Yeah.
He stood you up at the prom. Go get him.
Yeah, he set you up. It was all his fault. You know. But yeah,
I named Carrie. I will die. I will die.
What if they named her Carrie?
I would think that would be very cool of them to do it. I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the other thing. Do you think Will is going to have some kind of ability?
He has to. I mean, I think, you know, obviously being in there, as long as he was in there, it has to affect him some kind of way. And I think they alluded to him having some kind of abilities.
Because one of the things was it was a toxic environment. He shouldn't have lived that long.
Yeah. I don't think he'll have telekinetic powers, but maybe he'll have the abilities to open the Upside Down. You know, he'll be a gatekeeper or something. You know, yeah. There's another Ghostbuster reference.
That and a Dungeons and Dragons reference, which is all in this.
All together, yes.
Yeah, the whole Dungeons and Dragons thing is like all throughout this.
Oh yeah.
I hope they see more of the whole Dungeons and Dragons thing, because it's actually kind of cool.
Yes. Because
tabletop RPGs can be cool if you got.
I was so into it in those days.
Yeah.
Such a nerd, man. Such a nerd.
If you had a group of cool people that could do it was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm sure I talked about this on my channel before, but I was selected to be in this class, special class called ACT. And when I was in 8th grade, it was short for Advanced Creative Thinkers, and they just kind of randomly selected us based on our schoolwork and stuff like that, and our story writing, and they just put us in this class, and we would come up with all these cool ideas, like inventions and stuff like that, and we would sit around and play, you know, tabletop, pen and paper, Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. So that's what we did. I got to write a script about that. That was some cool times.
My school sucked, man. We never do nothing like that. But
that sucks.
Yeah,
I mean, that was the only class I had like that in my whole life. So it was just a random thing that they popped up on us, and it was cool as hell, man.
See, that's unfair. All right,
we were the losers, man. We were the nerd crew.
Shoot, man, it's better being surrounded by like-minded people than to have to deal with what I had to deal with.
That's what was so cool about it. Like, we got because when you're in school like that, you think you're the only one that's like you. I'm a little bit different, than these other guys. I care about other stuff than these guys do. And when you end up in a class where, you with a bunch of people that are just like that, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, that's why my school system sucked. All right, so that being said, season 2 as a whole, like I said, it's confirmed we're getting 9 episodes. It's confirmed it takes place a year later, and it's also confirmed that they're going to be in more places than just Hawkinsville, which is the setting for the first one. The setting for the first one, they just pretty much stayed in Hawkinsville. This one, they're not doing that. So
yeah,
I'm guessing we're gonna see more craziness, but this time on a much larger scale. Now, I did read somewhere where the Duffer Brothers have said they have planned this out for like 4 seasons. So, you know, all good things must come to an end. But hey, as long as we get some more cool weirdness, I'm all for it. But yeah, I do want some Gremlins in this, and maybe a little bit of Godzilla versus Rodan.
Oh yeah, I mean, we got to have something like that now with these monsters walking around. So
Yeah,
got to have something like that, you know. Maybe a little Bayonetta where she can summon a good monster, you know, to fight him. Maybe that's how they fight that thing. That would be dope, cool. Right?
That would be cool because, like I said, there's no way when you see the sheer size of that thing, there's no way in the world.
Maybe the upside down isn't all just like scary bad. Maybe there's another side to it for, you know, good abilities and, you know, good creatures. And I mean, that's what I want them to do. I want them to open up that world
a little bit more.
Yes.
Like the side they went in on was basically the toxic side, basically.
Right, exactly.
And they just don't know about the other side of it. Because the way they kind of made the upside down, if you notice, they kind of like patterned it a little bit after Dungeons and Dragons a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of get the idea that, you know, that may be true. Like they may have just their portal, their way in, just happens to be on the side where the toxicity and the monsters all are.
Yeah.
And they haven't went on the side that, you know, because we don't know how big it is anyway.
Right.
We just know it's another dimension. Hence, you know, the upside down.
Right.
So I would love to see some, but me personally, I am looking forward to this. I am hyped for this, you know, because you told me to watch this last year, and I took my time because I was sick when it first released.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I actually got around to watching it, I was mad at myself for not watching it while I was down and out.
Yeah, I turned into one of those people that, yo, man, you got to see it because everybody was doing that.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, this is actually off the chain.
Yeah, like, it's great show.
Oh, and the last thing I want to say before we give our final thoughts is, people, please stop asking for them to save Barb. She died.
She's gone. That's one spoiler that's not going to be a spoiler.
There ain't no, and when you see what happened, there ain't no way in the world they could have brought her back.
There's no coming back for what happened to her.
Yeah, they make sure you see it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, she good and dead.
She's gone. She's gone. You should know that right there. Right.
Yeah. Like, not dead, dead.
Yeah, they didn't take her and put her in a cocoon.
No.
You know, these ain't aliens.
Nah, she ain't. There ain't no way she coming. There's no way you can revive that, what they did to her.
No.
So, yeah, she good and gone.
And we all feel terrible for her because she didn't deserve it.
No, she really did. She was trying to do the right thing, and yeah.
But that happens again. That's
real life.
I mean, it's ballsy to do in a movie or TV show today.
Yeah,
to take out a character like that. But I guess not so much anymore with Game of Thrones and things like that coming up. But it sucks when you see a character that you really like go out like that, and it's just. But at least to me, that you have to do it these days because it's real.
Well, now it's pretty much expected. I mean, come on, man. Walking Dead, Spartacus, and Game of Thrones, they do it so much to the point where people usually just tune in to see who's gonna die this week.
Just waiting. He's like, I'm not gonna start liking that person. I know he's out of there.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get me, you bastards.
Yeah. So I mean, it's that situation. But like, I know people they were going crazy when she died because like she's a very likable character.
Yeah,
and. Yeah, there just wasn't no way.
It reminded me here again, I don't know names, but the blonde girl in Walking Dead, when she went out, like my heart broke.
Oh, the one that was liking Daryl?
Yeah, the young girl.
Yeah, because then she went to Flash and everybody hated her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you got killed in The Walking Dead just to go to season 2 of Flash. Huh? That sucks. But that was heartbreaking.
Yeah, and then because she was on the show right after like the what do they call it, Talking Dead?
Yeah, Talking Dead.
She was like in tears because she knew it was over, and it's like a family when you work with people that long, you know. So you're losing your family.
And for some reason, we still haven't got a video of them doing the Thriller dance. I'm highly upset about that.
Yeah.
I'm just highly upset about that. I mean, they should do it.
Yep.
Walking Dead, get on it. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. I think I'm looking forward to the season. Like I said, I'm hoping that we get to see some kind of ability from somebody, because like I said, when you see the monster that they supposedly have to go up against, that's just not fair.
Right.
That's just not fair without the Air Force.
But good shows will find a way to make it fair and make it not seem stupid when it's fair. Yeah. So that's what I'm expecting.
Yeah. And hoping to see a lot more some nice Easter eggs, because we got a lot of good ones in that first season. So I'm looking forward to seeing some more Easter eggs. But I'm looking forward to it. And don't worry, we will come back and do a review.
Oh yeah.
Once we've had enough time to digest and get our thoughts together, we will be doing a review of Stranger Things season 2. Anything else you want to add, T?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. I'm wondering if I should show my kids. I mean, they seem to be excited for season 2. There was a couple episodes where they were scared, like watching season 1, and they got scared, and we had to, change the sleeping situations a couple of nights. But
I think I know which episodes you're probably talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
But they wanted to see it, so I'm the type of parent that's like, within reason, if you really want to see it, I'll let you see it.
But
you can handle it. So.
And I will say this: if you are a parent and you're kind of on the fence, but this ain't like, they don't show like gore.
No, it's not gore or anything. It's just like creepiness.
It's creepy. Yeah, it's the psychological part.
Right.
Because like I said, the first season, like, you don't really see that thing until the last 2 episodes. They actually show him.
Yeah, like the last couple episodes.
Other than that, they do what they do in Japan with horror movies, where they just cut the sound, and you like see the move. You see something moving real fast, but you don't see it.
Right.
So, like, you don't really see it until like the last, I think, 2.5 episodes.
As good as that works, you would think more American films would do that, because it's easy. Well, turn off all that damn music, that horrible soundtrack nobody wants to hear anyway. Turn it off and just give little subtle sounds and little subtle movements in the background. That's all you got to do.
Well, and I hate to be like this, but most times with Hollywood horror, it ain't about the horror, it's about the gore.
Yeah.
And that's not, that doesn't,
which isn't even that great to begin with, but it's
especially now because everybody overuses CG. You overuse CG so much, we can tell when it's CG blood. Trust me,
right?
Because y'all go overboard. A real body don't do that.
Yeah,
you don't have.
I was watching like Reanimator and From Beyond, and I'm like, man, I miss this stuff. I miss the practical, like just and the Thing. Oh my gosh, that movie still holds up to me. I don't care what anybody says.
I think because back then when we was watching horror movies, they didn't have it.
Yeah, they had no choice.
They had to get creative.
Yeah.
With the prosthetics and all that. So
and they did.
Yeah,
they got creative
with the Thing.
Yeah. Oh my God, the monsters in that thing are just still frightening.
Yeah, and they mess with your head.
Yeah. So
I mean, they didn't do a lot, because I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I don't think he killed anybody in that first one.
I don't remember. Yeah, it was all psychological stuff.
Yeah,
man.
You just kept hearing that damn chainsaw. Right. That's what kept messing with you.
And the fact that he was wearing somebody else's face.
Yeah.
Like, that was all you needed. Like, this is crazy.
I'm trying to remember. Did they actually show him killing? I don't think they ever showed him.
I probably haven't seen that movie in like 20 years, so I couldn't.
Yeah, I don't think they actually in the first one, not any of those, but I think in the actual first one, I don't think they ever showed him kill somebody.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think they just like they kept toying with your head, and you kept hearing the chainsaw and people screaming and stuff, but you never saw it, but now, shoot, man,
it's all in your face. It's all on the skin. The camera is getting hit with blood. It's like getting hit with CG blood and shit. Like, really?
Yeah,
we're doing this now?
Meanwhile, everybody in the theater like about to go to sleep or trying to find out what time the club closed.
They setting their watch on jump scares. Here comes the next jump scares. Come on.
And people, that's when you need to go to a black theater if you are bored in a horror movie, because if you go to a black theater in a horror movie, you will get the color commentary that you need to make it through that film.
Look out, Ben, you got the knife.
What's wrong with you? You stupid.
Oh, you dumb.
You better not go back, because she fell on the arm. There ain't nothing down there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so, you was messing with a sister anyway.
Thinking of that Martin Lawrence, You So Crazy stand up when he was talking about that. Being in the movie theater with black people, a scary movie.
Yep. We're going to talk.
We're going to talk all the way through that month.
We're gonna get mad like the main character is related to us.
Just like on Scream, man. The Scream, they know what they're doing. That is a real thing.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah. That and Scary Movie 1 and 2, they pretty much tell you how we act.
Oh yeah. Scary Movie. Yeah. That's what I meant to say. I said Scream, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, the first Scream did it too. Now.
Yeah, the first Scream did do it. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I was thinking Scary Movie actually. But yeah, it's cool.
But people, I hope you guys have enjoyed our little walk down memory lane with Stranger Things, and let us know in the comments, what are you looking forward to in season 2? Do you think the Air Force needs to get involved, or do you think either the Justice League or the Avengers need to show up? Let us know in the comments, and we will catch you guys on our next Fresh Take. Peace.